Let's get out of the city traffic and check out some animals at Zoo Negara here in Malaysia. We can start off with small animals here at the Butterfly Garden. This is also a great place for me to confront my fear of small flying insects or lepidopterophobia. Lepidopterophobia. Well, it seemed I wouldn't have to worry too much, as every time I got near to one, it flew off. So I'll stick with my long lens camera. I can sure appreciate their beauty as long as they're not flying in my face. Well, that's enough work on my fear for one day. Let's check out some larger animals, like this giraffe. This giraffe is just one of the over 450 species, which total over 5,000 animals here at the zoo. Since my last video had a ton of birds from the bird park, I'll stick to the larger mammals like this Malaysian tapir, one of my favorites. One of the 4 subspecies of tapir and the only one left that lives here in Asia. And they are the largest tapir. Due to illegal logging, their habitat is shrinking. Like a lot of endangered animals, we all have to do what we can to keep them on this planet for as long as possible. Now we go on to an animal that we have plenty of. House cats. This little guy can help keep the rodent population down, but unfortunately they also kill a lot of songbirds, so you gotta keep an eye on these cats. Speaking of cats, let's look at one of the largest, the lion. This lioness seems pretty content looking us over from her platform. Female lion's job in a large pride would be to do a lot of the hunting, as well as bring up and protect her cubs. This lion was just trying to stay out of the hot sun. Lions of course share the savanna with leopards. Those spots usually act as camouflage, but here they really didn't do a good job at hiding this large leopard. Out on the savanna walk, it was time to look at the white rhino, another animal that needs our help and protection. Even though their horns are a lot smaller than the black rhino, they still are hunted and poached for their horns. It's sad, but it's hard to find an animal these days that doesn't need our help. Look at the orangutan. Palm oil production is taking all of its habitat away. They would be the poster animal for how important it is to use sustainable products. As the planet does not have unlimited resources, we have to start thinking that every product or resource indeed has a limit. On a happier note, the zoo is a great place to learn about animals that you haven't seen before. Now I've seen a lot of kangaroos and wallabies, but this is my first red-legged pademelon. They come from the rainforests of the northeastern coast of Australia and in parts of New Guinea. They like the forest because one of their favorite things to eat is leaves. And here we have the striped hyena. I've only seen this animal once before in a zoo in Germany. Hyenas are such an important part of an ecosystem, as they often play the cleanup role. You would find this animal in parts of northern Africa throughout the Middle East and into India. Now this next animal is one we would find here in Malaysia, the gaur. You could say this is the largest wild cattle species in the world at over 2,000 pounds, with some larger males easily going over 3,000 pounds. This is not an animal you want to get too close to in the forest. The zoo has a lot of spots to relax and get away from it all, like this spot overlooking some swans. But one area I didn't really like was the white tiger exhibit. I love tigers, but white tigers are a generic breed taking up space that, for instance, at this zoo could easily be used for a breeding program for Malaysian tigers or to house nuisance animals. But since they're popular, some zoos unfortunately will still exhibit white tigers. Now this playful tiger is a Malayan tiger, one of the 6 subspecies of tigers left. Now the Malayan subspecies was only separated from the Indo-Chinese subspecies in 2004. And just a year ago it was listed as critically endangered, as there could be as few as 250 of these amazing animals left in the wild. Conservation groups like My Cat has been fighting to keep it from extinction. The group My Cat is the reason why I'm here in Malaysia, but more on that in upcoming videos. For now, I was glad to see this Malaysian tiger looking safe and healthy in the zoo, but we need to do what we can to keep it safe in the wild as well. If we can't save a popular animal like the tiger, we are indeed in trouble. Speaking of popular animals, you could say the main animal here at Zoo Negara is the panda. They are one of 8 species of bears left, and some would say the cutest bear of all. The giant panda lives in the mountain ranges of central China, where they almost exclusively eat bamboo. A female like this could weigh well over 200 pounds, and her cub, which you could fit in your hand when it was born, will soon reach maturity between ages of 4 and 6. Now zoos pay China a lot in order to exhibit pandas. China charges the zoos in America the most, as some are paying millions each year, which is supposed to go back into panda conservation programs, which include protecting the forests which are home to the 1,800 to 2,000 pandas left in the wild. This captive panda was all about keeping cool. Even though I've seen them before, this beautiful exhibit made me get some panda fever. Well, it was time to take a quick sloth bear selfie. and say goodbye to the zoo animals at the Zoo Nagara, as I had other stops to go to. For more information, please read this video's description. Thanks for watching.